So in this question, Retroflash is a company that sells retro-style cameras. Shown below is a 3D model of the type of camera they sell. The incomplete logo for Retroflash is shown below. Complete the logo by performing a central symmetry through point P. Now, remember this is a type of a translation question, and there are four main types of translation. So the first one is just a translation, okay? And that is where we have an object. We have an object and we're going to move it. So we'll call this point A. We're going to move it in a linear direction, A. All points are going to move in the same direction, and all these distances are going to be the same. Axial symmetry. An axial symmetry is where we have an axis, we have an object on one side of the axis. It's going to go perpendicular to the axis, and the distance that goes in front of the axis is the same as the distance that it goes beyond the axis. All right? Central symmetry. And that is where we have an object. We have, in this question, like a point B for central symmetry. The point goes through that point, in this case, point P, and the distance that goes in front of it is the same as the distance that goes beyond it. And the final one then is a rotation. We have an object, you have a center of rotation, you rotate it around at a certain degrees, okay, from this point A, let's say it's 70 degrees. And when A hits this line, that's the new image of A here. So in this question, we're asked to draw the image. Draw a new image of this point P. What I would advise you to do is label all the parts here now. So we're going to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and maybe I in here. And all these points are going to go through P. So A is going to go through P. We're going to get our compass, put the metal part of the compass at P, and you're going to measure out the distance that P is to A, and then you're going to rotate that around, and this is going to get its image A1. 1 obviously is rotated around for us. So here it is here. Then simply each point, now I would do it line by line because it can be kind of confusing if you try and take all the lines at the one time. And you're going to rotate B around to here, and that's going to get us now B1. C is going to go through P, put the metal part in, measure out to C, and rotate that there around. So center in at P, out to C, and rotate that around. And you simply continue around with all these points. Now some of you may be able to draw all the lines. Okay, so you measure out to D, rotate that around. It's going to get us D1. E1. F1. And finally H. Okay, we can see here, look at I joins to A. So what you can do now All right, I've tried to draw those in nice and light. Hopefully you can still see them. But anyway, I joins out to A, so you get your HB now and go over this nice and heavy. A now, look at, you can see joins to B. B joins to C. And just continue around like that. Running in a nice and heavy. And there should be a distinct difference between these heavy outlines and these lighter construction lines. And that there now is your completed logo of the and central symmetry through that point P. Shown below is the design for an SD memory card for the use in the camera sold by Retroflash. The design was created using a computer-aided design. So basically Onshape or SolidWorks. By this stage, we should be well familiar with how those work. Use sketches and notes. Outline 3 CAD commands that could be used to create this design. Now, in this one here specifically, you have things like linear. So these here would be done using a linear pattern. There's things here like a chamfer. All right. But no matter what drawing they ask you to talk about an Onshape, 3 things there's a few things that would come up very common. All right, a few things. Sketch, because you always have to start with a sketch. You always will need some sort of a line. You will always need some sort of dimension. You could also do extrude, and probably include in that there a center point circle. Now in this one it doesn't work, but definitely for these 3 here, okay, sketch, line, dimension. You have to do those 3 commands no matter what drawing that you're asked to do. So what I'm going to do down here now in these here, I'm going to sketch out. So in Onshape, this is the little image that they use for sketch. And probably would say there. So it allows you to draw on a chosen plane. That one there, no matter what you're asked to draw, always put down sketch. Okay, another one. Is line. Okay, allows you to draw a line segment. And finally, dimension allows you to dimension between entities. All right, but as I said, you could include things in. I know. You could include in circle. You could include in. These are ones that would be the most common ones. Extrude as well. All right.